What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to look at a new rumor, leak, whatever you want to call it, from Daniel Richtman, good old friend, not necessarily, not of the channel, but just a person in general. No, this guy is pretty well known at this point, I feel. I think a lot of people know who he is. I think a lot of people trust him. I'm still waiting for specific things he said to turn out real, one of which is Pirates of the Caribbean projects. He said last year, actually in the beginning of this year, that there's 10 projects that are being worked on, and we have heard about zero. Well, we know a couple of them, but we've heard zero of the others. So I'm waiting on some things he said, but overall, the guy's pretty darn trustworthy. I don't love that he blocks some of the stuff he says through his Patreon, where you need to pay for insider information. That's a little sketchy, but whatever. Basically, he says Venom 3 will reportedly be, he didn't say reportedly, Venom 3 will be exploring the multiverse, and we'll see Venom finally meeting and fighting Spider-Man, I guess officially from his thing. Spoiler for Venom 2, Venom 3 will explore the multiverse, and we'll see Venom finally meeting and fighting Spider-Man. Now, the interesting thing, and what a lot of people, somebody took that and made the tweet, and then obviously there's a thing from his Patreon, but one of the things people are debating in the thread, which I think is a good debate, what Spider-Man? See, the interesting thing is he doesn't specify. Now, maybe he doesn't know, or maybe he knows and he's keeping it to himself or keeping it for another paid session just to dig a little. No, I'm kidding. He seems like a pretty darn good guy. But no, that's a good discussion to have, right? What Spider-Man is he talking about? Because it could technically be a couple. I think, the idea of sending, and this has been the case since, oh, by the way, spoilers for No Way Home. I don't like saying it because it's been 2 weeks at this point. Everybody's seen it. So if you're online at this point, it's it's really your fault at this point, I think. But, obviously off of the ending of No Way Home, it's possible, well, technically it's possible that Andrew's world was always Venom's world, and they just never really made the distinction to say anything, or I guess Venom is Spider-Man, whatever you want to say. But, with the ending, it's possible that they got sent to the wrong one. I mean, we haven't seen, obviously, Doctor Strange 2 yet, but the multiverse is seemingly very messed up, so it's not. And you had, obviously all the universes bleeding into Tom's. Well, what if when you closed it and you sent them all away, that also got messed up? I mean, I really don't think that's hard. That's not hard to think of, at all. So what if Andrew got sent back? And again, you can play with the options. You have a couple different ones, right? Andrew could have been sent back to his universe. And I guess that's assuming that him and Venom were actually in different ones. He could have been sent back to his, and Venom could have been sent back to his instead of back to Venom. So you can play with it a little bit, or you could put Andrew in Venom's world where there is no, what we've seen with the Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, there's options there. So, again, the idea of him fighting a Spider-Man that doesn't have to mean Tom, and also, exploring the multiverse, that immediately, to me, well, I guess multiverse, you have to say, I was going to say it immediately indicates to me that it would be Andrew, but that's not technically true, right? Because if he's exploring the multiverse, then he is in his own, universe, and then he'd be exploring Tom's or Andrew. So, again, the options are pretty open there, but this seems like the next logical step. At this point, it's kind of up to Sony and Marvel to, I think the easy thing to have said like a year ago would obviously just, and everybody kind of said it, right, is to bring them together. But we all kind of just assumed Tom, we are all like, okay, well, the next logical step for Venom is to just introduce him to Tom Holland and have them fight and yada yada, right? That was the idea. But now Andrew's back, and the idea of him doing more is very high, and I think it's honestly only a matter of time until you hear about it officially. It's gonna happen, Now, what it is, we don't know, and it could be really anything, right? It could be a standalone movie, or like The Amazing Spider-Man 3, or it could just be cameos and things, and those are important, right? Because if it's not a standalone movie, could Andrew be in Venom 3? Could that be technically one of the projects that people think that Andrew Garfield's going to come back for? Maybe. I guess that would make sense, right? So, it's definitely, I guess at this point, debatable of what you actually choose, because you don't have to pick Tom if you don't want to. And actually, because of the ending of No Way Home, you have set it up where you will have him fight, or I guess you will have the symbiote idea with him, because you left part of it in his universe, but you don't need Tom Hardy, and you don't need that Venom, to blend, because now you have kind of your own. So maybe what they honestly kind of did is split their own thing, where you're going to have Tom Hardy / Venom doing his own stuff, and you could connect that with Andrew, and then you could still have Tom go down the Venom storyline, but it doesn't have to be that one. So, again, it gets a little confusing for, like, maybe the 50 and older crowd and the people that just go see these movies, every other movie. They don't even, like, watch all of them. I mean, it's going to get really confusing for them, but I think if you pay attention a little bit, I think it'll be, hopefully, probably okay. All right, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow me anywhere else, I have a Twitter, I have a second channel, I also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. Links for all of them are in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.